All right. We are back. Good morning, folks. Everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. No worries here. No fear. We are back once again, folks. Welcome back to the stream. Appreciate you guys stopping in. It's been a little bit. Back from all the holiday shenanigans. Do respect everybody for passing back through. Hope you guys had a good weekend and good holiday setup. But there's no fear. All right, we trained for this. We trained for this. I wanted to make sure everybody was aware. I did post it up online. You guys knew about that. We talked about the soul snatch zone. Happened a little early. But I think it has a lot to do with the move and change in earnings. They moved earnings back a week. But I don't think they told the algos that. The algos were not advised on the pushback of the earnings date. Because earnings was tomorrow, right? It's supposed to be tomorrow. But they moved it back a week. And oh boy. There's a bounce. If you guys noticed, I did post the area I'd be loading the boat, or LTFB. You can check out that acronym. Probably could figure out what that means. Was at 26.56. We did sweep below it quickly. It lines up with the 1 hour creek. All right, we did come back and retest it. Bounce, you can see a high volume. Well, kind of a high volume. Bounce, tweezer bottom kind of set up here. Signifies reversal, spring. This, in my opinion, should be the turnaround point. We need to hold above $27.22 at least. 27.30 could be even better. All right, so things look, man, everything's bueno. All right, everything's bueno out here. Nothing really to be concerned with. The situation is still the situation. Now, in terms of what's happening, I know, I wanted to make sure everybody was all right. Again, I couldn't be on the last couple of days because I needed to focus on some things. However, we trained for this. We knew the soul snatch was coming. It was written a long time ago. However, it did happen early. That puts us roughly about a 20% drop. All right, a 20% drop from the highs that were made last week, starting on Friday. I was looking possibly for 25%. A high possibility we could have gotten a little bit lower. I did have this box here ready for the location, but it looks like we didn't even get down there. So it's okay. It doesn't have to at this point. What I want to see us do is, again, hold roughly above that 27.30 mark and re-engage this area here, this little trend channel, and start to play back to the upside. That would be fantastic. But first and foremost, once again, I appreciate everybody stopping in. You could have chosen to be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. Totally appreciate everybody once again. All right, make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe button if you're new back to the channel, or if you're back to the channel from the little bit of a break. Definitely appreciate everybody once again being back up in here. All right, so conversation will continue in terms of what we have going on the charts. AMC looks phenomenal. No fear on that. The drop that's happened is only relates to GME's push down. Perfectly normal. All right, we understand this, but AMC is in a great spot for a gap to possibly happen. They did block it. It was looking like there's a potential to happen. Could have happened today, but they blocked it with this situation on the GME move down. All right, so it's totally normal at this point, but the path remains the same as far as AMC is concerned. No real worries. I am looking for AMC to continue its move, even though we had a nice move yesterday in this pattern we've been discussing. That had took us yesterday to a max yesterday at 519 before recovering, before coming back down. What I was looking for was a 6-hour platinum cross up, which would be like the final nail in the coffin. All right, but they did a great job aligning it with the push down on GME, because that would have happened today if it would have occurred. But we didn't get it. Perfectly fine. But the pattern still exists, and nothing has stopped yet. All right, that was right here. It was leaning toward it. It was potential to happen today. We got the push down, reversed it slightly. So it just delayed it slightly. What we want to see is a hold back above the weekly support, which is roughly about 492. Very important. 492 is a very major support line we need to be back above on the weekly. The last time we've held above the weekly support like this, it's only one other time that we held above it for that long a period of time. We held above this thing for several days. roughly 1, 2, 3 days before dropping out of it. This weekly support line. The only time we've held above that, you guys can probably guess it, is all the way back. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back. All the way back here. January 2021. That's a hold above weekly support. Now, even better. Even better. All right, from a multi-time frame perspective of trading. All right. The weekly was back here on January, I'll tell you the exact date on this deal. One day, 2 days we spent above it on January 26th. January 26th, 2021. We spent 2 days above this weekly support line. All right. From an hourly perspective, all right, we were just waiting for this to happen, which it just about did. All right. This is an hourly setup. The hourly over the weekly support or weekly cross here. This would have been a multi-time frame move that should cause a gap up, a quite significant gap up on AMC. All right. When I say quite significant, I'm thinking about 150%. That would have been nice. We didn't get it. But I'll show you something one more time while we're all here, since we're all, on this conversation, having this topic meeting right now. So, that would have been nice, but we didn't get it. But I want to show you again where we stand in terms of how close we are for this move to potentially happen. Remember this area here, weekly over hourly support, resistance, and then explosion. All right. We were looking for the 6-hour cross up, which didn't happen. They blocked it. From a daily and weekly perspective, from momentum side, all right, check this out. Gonna go all the way back to where we are now. Look at what happened. We have not gotten this cross since January of 2021. And I mean, this thing was right on it. It was like there. Check that out. So, man, look. This was about to happen. If they did not drop GME with this thing would have exploded. So we have every reason to go up from a fundamental perspective on AMC. Hold above 492 in my opinion, and this gets a full confirmation cross above. This thing gets sent. That will cross the weekly with the monthly. Sorry, the weekly with the hourly. And then from there, you're looking for a 6-hour platinum cross. This thing gets sent. I would push us all the way towards at least $6 and change, in my opinion. Very, very minimum. 586 is still a target short term, and then from there, we're talking potentially up to $9. But everything looks correct. We just got a little bit of a delay with this move down on GME, which is pretty massive, all the way down to about $26 flat this morning in pre-market. Absolutely wild to see it, but man, here we are. All right, we're in the final walk, the final strut. All right, before things get for real out here. All right, so again, appreciate you guys sticking around for a little bit of a rant and conversation here on what I am seeing currently on these two stocks, but so far so good. So hopefully you guys have been able to keep your heads on straight while this absolutely massive wreck of a move down on GME has been taking place. But we knew it was coming. We just, it still hurts to see it happen. I mean, you can't be human if you didn't feel it. I was in Discord going crazy, sweating over here. Like, we knew it was coming though, but to see your P&L go from where it was last week to where it is now, jeez. All right, just this was what it is. All right. But anyways, we're here, man. Who popped into the stream here? Once again, Braveheart, what's happening? Craig, Christian, Wade, we are here, man. Appreciate you all stopping in. Bang, Craig Murray, Positive Insights, Jesse, yes sir, we're here. John, welcome back. Maze, Oaks, all you guys, appreciate it all stopping in once again, man. But man, this is a crazy setup, man. But again, even though you know it's gonna happen, it's still hard to cap those feelings. You know what I mean? But so far, from a short-term perspective, on a 1-hour downtrend, low volume, falling wedge is a reversal pattern. We'll take a little time to recover this entire area, which I call the gauntlet the first time around, if you guys remember that. All right, all of this stuff here, all these resistances, major resistances, are going to take a minute to break through, but I think this is all going to be lining up at the earnings, which now leads me to believe that earnings is probably going to cause this thing to run up. Because generally speaking, they would wait for earnings to drop the price, which would have happened if it would have occurred according to plan, if earnings were still going to be on the 4th. But since it's been moved back a week, they said, hey, let's drop it early, in my opinion, and they're going to run it up probably on earnings. So still keep your head on a swivel, still pay attention, still watch out, and still protect yourself either way. However, in my opinion, we still have a great chance. The overall chart is still very bullish, but it looks like now starting to try to potentially form some sort of a larger cup and handle. So nothing has changed in terms of the chart being, a bullish chart in general, and nothing has changed in terms of the price targets. Those are all still in place. All there is now is just a different setup, slightly, based on the way this thing moved so early, moved down so early. But ultimately, I want to see potentially either a V-shaped recovery or a rounding setup on this to create a larger cup and handle, and then still push up. So ultimately, I've been loading. I mentioned on Twitter yesterday that the LTFB zone, or load the friggin' boat area, was at 26.56, and every dip we got down to the $26 range, I just kept adding, buying more shares.